Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Cherise and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
Okay, and we're recording. All right, so what's on the agenda tonight? So tell me what's on and popping and what we need to be talking about to the people. And hello, people.
Oh my goodness.
I'm feeling so good and a little pressure. But my last client tonight, I just finished up with them at 8. So it's still fresh on my mind. But in their paperwork, they were like, "You are our last hope."
Wow.
So I am terribly honored and feeling pressure. So I want to definitely talk to you, but about what's going on and talk about any of your agenda items. But I also want to talk about like the pressure that comes with kind of when you start like really getting up there in the game. That it's a level of pressure that
Oh, baby, that's a great conversation to have.
Yeah,
that is a great conversation.
Ooh.
Because I don't think that people understand, even in your industry, you know, with the levels of education that it takes to do the high level of work that you do, I still think as the one that is facilitating the work, I think that people take for granted the shifts and the transformation that you are bringing to people's lives.
Yeah.
Because
I think it goes both ways. I think some people take it for granted, which is like, okay, well, you know, we're gonna do what we do. And then some people don't take it for granted, and that's equally scary. Like that can be and so with this couple who I just love. They are my ideal couple, and we and I will work them through the process. But it was like, you are our last hope. Like I think like it's like, oh, like that's just a lot. That's just a lot. So and I caught myself like, all right, Lord, what you gonna do? Because like that's just too much pressure for me to stay under. So how do you handle the pressure? Because I know some people fold under the pressure. Can't do it. They're expecting too much of me. I don't want to keep performing. I don't want to keep, doing this. I think thinking about people who fold under the pressure, I've seen a lot of our movie stars and artists, musical artists, fold under the pressure and not being. I don't want to say not being valued, because that's not true. They are being valued, but not being taken care of. I don't know, and not. And so, but there is a pressure that does kind of go with success a little bit. So how do you stand under that? How do you, keep performing well? And how do you be okay when you don't perform well and you make it to that level? And so I want to hear your thoughts about it. And what's coming to mind is Elon Musk. So I don't know if y'all remember a couple of years back, he had created this unbreakable glass. And he came out on stage and he was like, this is the unbreakable glass. And they tried to break it and they broke it.
I missed that.
They broke it like that. And so he was able to laugh at himself. And he also started selling T-shirts that had like the picture of the broken glass on it. And so I really, for whatever you may say about Elon Musk, I admired him for that, because it just, the humanity I felt like to say, hey, as smart as I am, as all the things that I've created and done, we still make mistakes, and it's okay to laugh at yourself and pivot and do what you need to do. And so I want people to know that even though people may be putting pressure on you to perform at whatever level, that you're still a human. You still and not to succumb to the pressure. Okay. What do you want people to know?
Well, immediately resilience came to me, and
Yes.
like you said, the ability to pivot, because, you know, as an entrepreneur, as someone who is constantly moving with pressure, because just to pay bills is pressure, just to pay the
Say that
employees
again.
is pressure.
Right?
You wake up and deliver, because you're delivering from so many different avenues. You know, it's not just clients. And let me piggyback and say, when I said take for granted, I mean more so like, for instance, this is what you do. This is what you do on a regular, like you're transforming lives all day, every day.
Yeah.
So for you, it's the norm.
Yeah.
And not realizing that you're literally like, you were their last hope.
Yeah.
Had you not been in position, had you not been in alignment with your assignment, their last hope may not have been there. So that's why I personally think it's so important for us to get in alignment with our assignment and our purpose, because those people are waiting for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I really want to make sure that people are, and this is just a book that I've been reading. The name of the book is Plans, Purposes, and Pursuits. It's an old book.
Okay.
By an old time minister called Kenneth Hagin.
And
so old, right? You know, he found that Rhema Bible School and something. But anyway, he was talking about the importance of plans, purpose, and pursuit, and doing what you're supposed to do and not what somebody else is supposed to do, because it don't look right or it doesn't feel right or not. And what I was thinking, what came to mind for me is Zaxby's. So y'all know, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but Chick-fil-A, of course, had cars around the building. And so they started having their people kind of go out to the cars and get the orders. So we could get the orders as soon as possible to help move the line along faster. And so that made sense to me. It made people feel like that they were doing everything that they could to get people out as quick as they possible. I don't know if y'all noticed that Zaxby's then started doing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And so you can ride by Zaxby's and you won't see anybody in the line, but you'll see one little kid out there under the tent.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're just trying to copy Chick-fil-A and you didn't need to. There was no reason for you to do that. You just got that kid out there in the hot Georgia sun for no reason.
Yeah.
And so I always think of that when I think of like people trying to copy other people. Like, just do what you're supposed to do the way you're supposed to do it. Because there's an authenticity that goes with that nobody else will be able to duplicate. And when they try to duplicate it, like Zaxby's trying to duplicate Chick-fil-A, people just gonna look at it and be like, no, you ain't doing it. Like, you're not doing it right. And so really figuring out who that is, like who your ideal client is, what's that problem that you're supposed to solve, knowing why you're supposed to solve it. And, why now? Being able to answer that. And then you're going deeper and deeper and deeper, or higher and higher and higher on working with that ideal client to where people are coming to you. And y'all, something in the mental health field, and it's probably in the hairstylist field too, is that people, and specifically in the mental health field, when people have a specific problem, they actually wind up going to about 7 professionals before they find the one person that can really help them with their problem. And I've actually remembered times when I've been looking for a stylist that like perfect fit. And it does take up, like, you got to go through a few to get to what you want. And so I want you guys being that person for people. And so, and being that person takes you really tapping into what's your purpose? What are you supposed to be doing? Who is that one person you're supposed to be helping? What's that one story you're supposed to be telling, fixing, changing, transforming? And in my experience, it's usually had something to do with your life. Like you either learned something or got something or experienced a transformation. And it may even been that you worked somebody else through a transformation but the light came on for you of like how you now need to do this for other people. And
Yeah.
so I really want to make sure you guys are doing that. Okay, Cherise, I'm giving it to you. Because you lit up.
Yeah, no, that was really good because similar conversation I was having today. Something that a revelation that came to me over the last few days. So we'll speak a little business, a little spiritual, alignment and all that. So which we always do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me and my messaging, and let's be clear, if you're listening to this, I really want you to tap in because I want to help free you up when it comes to getting clear on what it is you're supposed to be doing in this time right now.
Ooh, say that.
Yeah, because we're multifaceted for one.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a people,
Yeah.
just multifaceted, you're gifted, talented in so many different ways. Okay, so with that being said, sometimes we get tied up and stuck in what is it that I am supposed to be doing in this realm, in this earth right now.
Yeah.
And that's where that self-awareness comes in, Natalie, and stay with me, y'all.
I'm with you. We ride the ride.
Yes, because this is where that self-awareness comes from when it comes to what am I supposed to be doing? Well, if you're multifaceted, you're probably gifted in so many different areas, but then maybe you got your education here. But then I'm going to tell you what is key. You may have gotten your education here in this area, but your life experience is like the most important factor.
Mm-hmm.
The years of experience with clients and business and life, and relationships, friendships, parenting, being a sibling, being an auntie, being a friend, all those different things. That's your life experience that you bring into today.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it is so very valuable. And so many people, through their experience of pain, hurt, humiliation, all that, they negate those experiences, throw them under the rug, sweep them under the rug, throw them away, forget them, when no, it's those experiences that bring your value to this table. So what I kind of discovered over the past couple of days was, as a beauty professional, I quit college 2 years in. It was just not my way of learning. I went into the industry. But I knew this early, it was a little hard for me to articulate at the time, but I knew that I was going to pay my way through my education through many different facets. I'll take this class, I'll take that class. I didn't understand the experiences, how important they were, but they're just educating myself in this area, in this lane, through whatever. But it's the people and the experiences and their experiences that they brought to me that I was able to walk with them through, that has brought so much. And it made me realize, like, oh, you're trying to do something. You think that you have to teach through your experiences. No, you get to teach. You get to be the vessel and teach all those experiences.
Yes.
You get to testimonials. This couple, for instance, this couple who said, you are our last hope. You get to teach from that. When people hear words like you were our last hope, that is what touches the hearts and souls of people who will say, that's the type of coach I want. That's the type of person that I want to walk through my transformation with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why it's so important for you to value your relationships, those experiences, because that's where it is. That's where the value is. But we want to say, oh, well, I didn't get this education. I still need to go do this and I need to do that. And I don't know this person and I don't know that person. I don't have this certification and I haven't been here and I haven't been there. You got everything you need. It's sitting
really
on
do.
everything.
Everything you need. Oh,
Yeah.
this is so good. So there's this other coach that I don't even know her, but her wording is so perfect. Like when I came across her, I was like, oh my gosh, she's doing what I want to do, and she's so fabulous, and why is she so beautiful, and like all of the things. Her colors are excellent. They're put together, like her words, like full of alliteration and everything. And and for a second, it really made me be like, what's she doing? I don't need to do it. Or she's doing it, so there's no room for me. And then thank God I have a group of friends who are like, wait, she's gonna attract the people who are attracted to her. And you're gonna attract the people who are attracted to you. And so people will be attracted to you and your story and your way of transformation. And long as you I feel like double down on who you are. Like as long as you were telling your authentic story, your authentic way, then there's a certain amount of people who are going to be attracted to your story, your way, how you say it. And I've heard so many people say, I heard it from this person, but I heard it from this person, I heard it from this person, I heard it from this person, but I didn't get it until I worked with you. Or I didn't get it till when I worked with so and so. Like for whatever reason, when that person said it, it finally clicked. And I don't even know what that's about. Because there's so many coaching programs. Basically, if you've gone through two or three, you kind of know what the basics are, And so me and my friend, or at least we'll joke when we'll sign up for somebody's masterclass or something. We'll be like, okay, they ain't say nothing that we didn't know already. But they're saying it with their colors, their branding, their flavor, their alliteration, and it's going to speak to some person. And so your stuff is going to speak to some person. And so if you have not sat down and wrote your stories, write them out so you can have ownership with them, so you can tell them succinctly. A famous story that we talk about in sales is, what was your fork in the road story? Meaning, what was the story that in your life had you, like, you came to a fork in the road where either I got to really do this or I got to really not. I think, but part of my fork in the road story is when my full-time job I had gotten down to part-time, told me I had to come back full-time. And I knew then I would never get my practice up off the ground if I went back full-time to them. So that's a fork in the road story. Like, what had you make that decision? All right. And so you want to have a fork in the road story. You want to have a story that when you're talking to your potential clients, that, you can articulate how you got to where you are. So they can see, is that a path that they can take to and working with you? So know your stories, own your stories, double down on your stories, because your stories are unique to you.
I agree. Your stories are unique to you. I'm taking notes tonight. It's good. Yeah.
So,
story. Know your story, own your story.
Yeah. And I think there's a couple of different types of stories that you want to talk to your clients, but I can't remember. I remember fork in the road. Man, I'm gonna have to look those up for you guys. I don't even know where I learned them from. See, that's the thing when you learn so much over the years.
Oh gosh, so many different. Because I'm thinking of a whole other framework right now of how to tell your story. So I'll probably confuse them. But so I am just a really huge fan of just valuing the process. I think a lot of times we don't, because it seems like failure. When you're in that thing and you're going through it, it's like messed up. This is embarrassing.
Right. It does.
Nobody else is going through this for me. So that, and you tend to hide, and that's why this internal work is so important, especially more than anything, mirror work, and looking at yourself and reminding yourself who you truly are and being honest with yourself. Like, I kind of F that one up, but you know what? I'm gonna bounce back. This how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bounce back. Like, and maybe, because sometimes I think I don't believe in really failures. I just believe in lessons.
Yeah.
But, some stuff you did F up because you were disobedient. And let's be honest with ourselves and transparent with ourselves. And it's okay though. You're still here.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So take that and bounce back from it. Take that and, transform yourself, turn it into a valuable story in your.
Please turn that into a valuable story. Because that's where your gold is in those stories. It really is. It really, really is. I'm so excited about that. Like that was Mufasa, say it again. Like that's where so much gold is in your stories. And I want to pivot a little bit and also talk about kind of in that story, and I just want to touch on a little bit about people who are self-sabotaging when they get to a level of success. Okay. So if you notice that once you get to a level of success, there's some self-sabotage going on. Or you may not even identify it as self-sabotage. You just realize for whatever reason, my life always starts to fall apart, or whenever this happens, I seem to get sick, or just something. I'm gonna say you got to sit down and do some work. So if you've noticed that that's been a pattern in your life, sit down and do the work. Okay, so what's going on? Why? What's going on? And y'all, the reasons vary. The reasons could be, my mom told me I wasn't gonna be nothing, and I can't go against that. I can't go against what my mom said. So every time I start to get a little success, I got to sabotage myself so I can be pleasing to my mom and her be right.
Yeah.
Like that's a deeper one, but it's for real. I know one of the financial coaches I was listening to, she felt like if she made more money than her parents did, she was somehow disrespecting them. And so she would so her income was capped. And so she had to do that work to figure out, okay, why can't I break past this level? Somebody else somebody had a story like that where they couldn't break past the level. And it was something like that, where the family wouldn't be okay if I broke past this level or something.
Subconsciously though, you don't even know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on. You won't.
Did I tell you the story about event trauma? Something I had.
We have talked about event trauma. We definitely have.
Quick story.
But go ahead.
Story. I just want to touch it real quick. So I was having my very first paid event, sold out. Good stuff. And excited. And during that event, I was getting some messaging. And I'm not going to talk about that right now, but it was some traumatizing messaging. And so throughout the whole event, I was traumatized, but I had to still show up, and things went well. I know internally I didn't bring my best because I was devastated inside. Right. But people really didn't know what was going on. They didn't have anything to compare it to because it was the first. So then after that happened, it has honestly been years since I have been able to conjure up. And I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was going on. But a friend of mine sent the email, and the subject of the email triggered me. And brought the memory back. He had some event trauma. Wow. And when she mentioned it in the subject line, I didn't even read the email or listen to the video, but the subject line triggered me and brought everything back. And it was almost like an out of body experience, like something left my body and gave me permission again to even, because I've been planning, but it was like, you sabotaging, ain't nothing away with you. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I think is so important, this is why you have to speak your truth. This is why you have to continue to build your community. Building your community, communicating with your community, sending simple things like sending out your emails, your text messages, your social media posts. It's you talking, communicating to your people. And guess what? Someone is going to get a breakthrough
from you talking to
your
them.
messaging. You couldn't even, this is why you have to get it out. I don't care how it might sound like it's corny. It might sound like, oh, I've been saying this forever. I've said this 20,000 times. Say it, do it, be it, live it, embody it, do it, deliver it, whatever you have to do, because someone needs it.
Right. And so go back to the beginning when we're talking about time, place, season. Like somebody needs what you're saying right now. They didn't need it 5 years ago when you weren't saying it 5 years ago, but they need it today and you're saying it today. And then you've talked to us before about one thing, doing that one thing and doing it over and 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 over again. And then that's it. Like and perfecting that one thing. And so it doesn't have to be complicated. There really is nothing new under the sun. And so have y'all heard of how Elrod, he does the morning miracle. But what I love about him the most is it's in his book. He literally is like, I read all of these other books and this is what I came up with. And so I love that he just says it right out loud. Like, this is not new. I just put it in my little acronym. And so find your acronym, find your thing, that one thing that you're passionate about, and sell that over and over and over and over and over again. Because house singers have a morning routine. People have been saying that since Jesus.
Absolutely.
Like, have a morning routine. And so it's just that simple. And he built his, I'm gonna say, empire. I don't know how famous. Well, I mean, he got pretty famous because people were doing a routine. And so whatever your one thing is, do your one thing and tell your story. And so, that's example.
I want to share something that I think will help the audience. So I decided one of my one things now. My one thing that I stick with is my 7 steps, my 7 days, my 7 steps. So any program that I do, I'm going to do 7 steps, period. So from the Feeling Good as Hell formula is 7 steps. Okay. My cash out, 7 steps. Okay. I'm doing so if I do my challenge, if I do my Feeling Good as Hell challenge, it's 7 days, 7 steps. So I have a new program that I'm about to drop that is pulling from all of that. And I'm trying to see if I want to mention that when it comes to business, but let me finish this and then I go back to that. So when we were doing the framework, I went back to my 7-day framework. I'm always pulling from my reimagine, realign, redefine. Like, I'm always pulling from that framework, no matter what I do, because that to me is the process that has to happen in anything that I am bringing to the table. That way, even if I'm having a conversation on a podcast or with someone and just pull one thing. Okay, I'll say, let's talk about reimagine. I'm pulling from my first step from my process. Okay, or today we'll talk about step 5 of my process, relaunch. You know, so if you have that acronym or that 3-step, 5-step framework that you always pull from, no matter what, you will not get off your game. You know, even if your PR, my PR lady, she's like, you know how you're not supposed to let someone get you off your interview, right? Off your purpose and your point in the interview, because people will try to get you off and ask you distracting questions. But the point, what is the point of this interview here? This point is to promote my Feeling Good as Hell formula.
Gotcha.
Okay. So if they ask me, so what's next for you? And are you dating? Well, let me say this. In order for me to get in the state of dating, I got every day. I have to do my feeling good as hell ritual. I'm going to take myself through my feeling good as hell formula every day. I'm going to do a 7-day cleanse. I'm going to start with reimagining what is it that I want.
Yeah.
Let me get purged and get clear on what it is that I want. Do I want a date right now?
Mm.
Do I want to present a lifestyle and embody a lifestyle that a husband can bring himself into right now? So bring it back to the feeling good as hell formula at all times, whatever your goal is. You have an event, you have a program that you're promoting, bring it back there. That way you stay in control of it. But that's why it's so important for you to create, like Natalie said, what is your acronym? What is your formula? What is your methodology?
Yeah.
That is the base work for what you do, what you offer to people.
That's so good. I'm so excited. Okay. All right. I do want to make sure we are promoting your event. So what is your next event? And tell the people so that they can support you. For
sure. Like I've been pivoting, y'all, because I've been evolving. So I'm definitely oh my gosh, I'm definitely doing my November 11th event. It is shifted from a business summit to a healing summit because I want us to go through our healing for the rest of this quarter.
Yeah.
So that we can go into 2024 aligned. And I'm also on this Friday the 13th, I'm going to be dropping something that is going to support that. So yeah, I'm excited.
So how do we support you? Where do we need to go? What do we need to do?
Just hold tight.
Okay.
Just hold tight. I'll be dropping links on Friday so you can sign up for what needs to happen. But I mean, I just have to be transparent, like the team is like, what we doing? I'm like, well, we're doing this. I shifted. I wanted to be healing instead of business. And they're like, okay, cool. Sounds good. Let's redo the links. And I can't do anything but roll with it. I have a team that really is fluid and flows with me. They know when we show up, it's going all the way up and it's going the way it's supposed to. So, but I did make a promise to them that I will not shift anymore from here. And the one thing I am doing is sticking to my dates.
Okay.
And we will have those links and everything out for Friday the 13th. It was a significant date for me. So,
all right. Well, I'm excited. We want to support you. I feel like I got to work already on the 11th, but I'm going to figure out what I can do. Because how long is the event? Is it like 2 hours, 4 hours, all day?
It's all day. It's going to be all day.
Okay. So in some way I'll fit it in to support you, even if I have to just like Zoom in or something to make sure I'm supporting and watching. So
yeah, absolutely. And it'll be some links where you can share out to others and all that stuff. And there'll be some pre-work as well, because what this event is going to do is teach us a lot about how to support each other in collaboration.
Yeah.
And working together and helping each other create revenue, helping each other market each other, like how to market your friend's event, how to market your partner's event, how to collaborate successfully. Yeah. We need to get some logistics together for 2024. So we're not doing things and then wondering why aren't people showing up?
Gotcha.
Things like that.
No, really. So, that's really good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm so excited for it, and ready to support you, because I know you've been doing so many things so long that you're a pro. So I just want to watch you work. So
I also want to admit, I know we're winding down on time. I also want to admit something with my self-sabotage in the past. A part of my self-sabotage and procrastination was helping other people be successful instead of myself. So I would fill myself with my calendar with other people's events subconsciously so that I couldn't
do it.
do my own.
Yeah.
And
So good.
that was
That's
even
so
a
good.
revelation one day. Like, oh, you just gonna keep booking other people's events and not your own.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just like to have those transparent moments so people can kind of recognize things in themselves that they may not, or other people around them may not be able to recognize.
Definitely so. And so you guys make sure you have people around you who can recognize and call things out, however that may look. So friends, therapists, doctor, lawyer, I don't care. Coach, who cares? I don't care. Hypnotherapist, I don't care. But have somebody in your life that can call things out. And also you yourself, if you notice, this isn't happening. This isn't happening in my life. It should be happening. It's not happening. Yeah. Okay. The rule of thumb is 80% of the problem is you.
Yeah.
80% of the problem is you. And so if we get that 80% knocked out, and I think sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow. But it feels like it's the economy, and it feels like it's this, it feels like it's this, it feels like, yeah, but everybody else is dealing with that and making it. So why aren't you doing that and making it?
Right.
So you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out. I had hold on, let me see how I want to tell this story. I had a friend one time and she needed help with something. And her story was, nobody is ever able to help me. On the way to help her, I got a flat tire. So I wasn't able to help her do the thing that she was going to do.
Yeah.
And I was talking to another girlfriend and I was like, her story is that nobody's able to help her. And I got a flat tire and I wasn't able to help her. Is that me or is that her energy that she's putting out? Like me and my other friend had a whole conversation about, like, flat tires happen, but it happened right then because that's your story and that has to be your story, that nobody's ever able to come help you. And so listen to the stories that you're saying. Make sure that you're changing those words that are coming out your mouth. And so if you're saying never, ever, always, nothing, blah, 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 please check that, because there is an energy to this thing. You can't deny it. There is an energy to this thing. And so you want to make sure, back to what Cherise was saying, that you are in alignment completely. And so if you got something in your head like, oh, I'll never be successful, you out of alignment with yourself. So you can't keep doing stuff thinking you're going to be successful. And part of you was saying, I'll never be successful. And so, okay, with that, I'm going to shut it down. I will shut it down. We love you guys. We want the best for you. Absolutely. And if y'all need us, reach out, slide in our DMs, do what you need to do to get in contact with us. I think you can find both of us online somewhere. We ain't hard to find. We've been in
Facebook, Instagram.
Right. We've been around. We around. So you should be able to find both of us. All right. So I'm Natalie, and that's Cherise B, and we'll see you guys next week.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.